Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Sit Down Zumock podcast coming in full effect, live and direct from Tampa, Florida. With me is my motherfucker Tyler in Cincinnati, both wearing Cleveland Browns hats, both representing our favorite football team, both coming off the W. How are you doing, Tyler?
Good, man. Good. The Browns, I think they have a 0.7% chance of making the playoffs. Huh?
Ooh, huh? I like those odds. I like those odds. Just giving you, okay, now you're good. There was something going on with your audio there for a second, but now you're good.
Okay.
It seems like if you move forward, it's like staticky.
Oh, well, I'll back up then.
Well, no, I don't know what the fuck's going on.
God damn it.
Clean it up in post. Can you hear it?
I cannot hear it.
I don't know what the hell's going on.
What if I do that? Is that better? It had like
It seems like every time you talk, it's staticky.
Still?
Sons
of bitches.
Now it's gone.
It's gone?
Now it's gone.
Okay.
We fucking did it, dude.
Yeah, fixed it. Just like that.
That's called problem solving.
Mm-hmm. Critical thinking.
Troubleshooting.
all different things that be brought up in our meeting.
Yeah, we had the conference. Well, we don't have it yet.
Not yet.
We're preparing for this. We have once a year we have a Sit Down Zumock podcast conference in Nashville at the Four Seasons, and last week we talked about everything that we're going to be talking about pushing forward. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, leveraging things.
Leveraging.
Mm-hmm.
Communication
and pushing forward.
Yeah, and we're gonna communication.
It's a big one, especially for a podcast.
Growing the foundation, growing the audience.
The audience, yes,
that's a big one. I mean, if you guys can go back and listen to last week's episode, it's towards the end we start talking about. If you really want to know the inner workings of our meetings, we go in good detail about it.
Covered a lot of it.
Covered a lot of ground. I felt good just coming out of that podcast and going into these conferences in the new year, 2023. Things are looking good. We're on the up and up.
Yes, it's an upward trajectory.
Hey, I know Southern Ohio is a lot cooler. What's the weather?
It's fucking cold. It's cold today. Let me look at the weather here.
I kind of don't want to go home.
37 degrees.
I'm so spoiled.
Manageable, but let's see what Cleveland is right now.
I kind of want
33 degrees.
I kind of don't want to go back. I really don't.
I know. I was wondering why you had a hoodie on there. Like, your air conditioning up too high?
Yeah, it's actually a little chilly today.
No, I'm sure it is.
What's the temperature? It's not bad.
A brisk 72.
I'm still wearing shorts. It's 66 degrees. That's pretty chilly for Tampa, Florida. But not so bad. Not so bad. Hey, have you been on are you still on Twitter? I don't know. Like when I don't know if I should tag you or not because you said
you can. I won't do anything. I have it, right? I have it for like just work stuff. I make sure that like things that are going out are supposed to go out. So I technically have a Twitter, a TikTok, and Instagram. But I don't post anything on them or retweet or anything like that. It's literally just so I don't get like bogged down by the log. You got to log in now, sort of.
Yeah. Thing. Well, I mean, I've talked about it at length on this program that if I win Powerball or coming in some sort of inheritance, or if a listener wins Powerball and they want to make me rich or whatever the case may be, I will leave every social media platform. Not only that, I will delete the accounts. Like, I'm out. I'm gone. That's why I'm always like, I don't know what the fuck Opie and Anthony are still doing around after they made multi-millions and they're still like on the internet. I'm like, what's wrong? Get the fuck out. Go.
I was going to say, they must have like a good, kind of stack of cash still sitting around, right?
Well, yeah. From what I understand, they invested their money well. They have the same financial advisor, so they put themselves in a position where they can just. I mean, he still has two homes, one in the Hamptons, one in the city.
Who?
Opie, and he hasn't worked in 6 years.
Yeah, he should stop.
Yeah, and he's fighting with these online. Well, you know what? I'm going to pivot here. I'm just going to transition to mailbag of assholes
Yeah,
because
why
that seems to be
not?
because it kind of ties in with the Opie thing. So I was going to go into Twitter and Elon Musk. We'll get back to that. But you can always email me, chadzumock3@gmail.com. I will read your email, and you can DM me on the Patreon. And like I say every week, I don't necessarily pick the best one, the most complimentary. I take the most interesting one, and we dissect it. This one's from Glenn T. It all says Glenn T, and he says I could say his name. It says, bro, that's me. Not a good look when Opie is backing you up. You did make Steel Toe look bad, but Opie support doesn't hurt you or your cause. He's stuttering John 2.0. Jesus Christ, I have $1 every time I heard that. The reason I listen to your podcast is for Tyler and Tyler only. You bring down the podcast. You sound like a complete moron who's not informed. Tyler's the voice of reason and makes you not look like the bumbling idiot that you are. As I bumble,
I wrote this email.
Is this from you?
No.
Because he said Glenn T, so maybe T's
yeah,
like Glenn,
right.
Glenn's
Yeah.
like a. So yeah, that's the email, and apparently he's a huge fan of yours. And thanks for writing in, and thanks for carrying me here, Tyler.
Well, that's funny because I don't know, 2-3 weeks ago, I got an email. And it wasn't like they weren't like hateful or anything. I don't remember the person's name. But it was basically like, hey, Tyler, you need to talk less.
Really?
Yeah. So maybe these two guys should exchange emails, and we should invite them to Nashville, sit down at the table with us.
Glenn, whoever wrote Tyler, if you want to come to the conference, we can discuss this.
Mm-hmm.
It's an open forum, and we're going to come to, I like to call it problem solving. We're going to come to a conclusion, and we'll figure out. We're going to hammer out these details at the big SDZ summit coming in 2000.
This Glenn guy's coming at you as if you put Opie up to it to talk shit on the toe.
Are you familiar with what happened?
Yeah.
You're kind of following along now.
That Opie had someone said something to him in the live stream about the steel toe guy, and he just went off.
Yeah, and I guess it was the first time Opie has kind of addressed him publicly.
Recognized. I gotcha.
It took me beating him down for Opie to respond. So, first of all, Steel Toe, you're welcome. Your idol responded to you because of me.
Not in the best way.
Not the best way. So it had to hurt your feelings when your idol just trashed you. And by the way, Opie's not the only one. There's 2 big name comics. I'm not going to name their names. Said I fucking just own this dude. And I'm sorry. It's embarrassing. You can pretend you like to try to control the narrative. You like to manipulate your audience and pretend you're delusional, but you got owned. And that's that. I'm done with that. But as far as Opie goes, say what you want about the guy. I know everyone online is trying to goof on him because of Anthony and all that. The guy is a broadcast legend. You didn't listen to him, but you knew who they were, right?
Of course. I mean, yeah, growing up, their billboards were all over Cleveland.
Right. And they were big. They were a big deal. They had all kinds of affiliates. And if it wasn't for the Opie and Anthony show, you probably would never have heard of some couple comedians. One, Louis C.K., Bill Burr, Jim Norton, Nick DiPaolo, Robert Kelly. I mean, I can go on and on. Patrice O'Neill. I mean, they all came from that show. So, listen, I was goofing on Opie with the sailors hats and all that, but it's just, he fucking won. He won life. He literally lives on the beach, and you can't take that away.
Yeah, yeah, but that to your point, that's why he should just go enjoy himself. Stay off of the bullshit.
I don't like it. I do it because it's a necessity for what I do. I'm not very good at it, obviously, because I'm always getting in fights. But it's part of my, I guess, quote unquote, my brand. I'm a brand guy. But Glenn, if you love Tyler, that's whatever you want out of this podcast. I don't care how you listen to it or why you listen to it. Just listen to it.
Appreciate it, Glenn. That's a great email, Glenn.
Fantastic email. You can always contact us, guys. Always contact us. The holidays are coming up. My birthday's coming up, so I'm accepting all the Patreon. Come on, Venmo me. Do what you do. It's my birthday. I'm a 12-year-old. Well, anyways, we're talking about Twitter, and there's Elon Musk put up a poll here about results if he should step down. Now, is this Elon trolling, or is it just him doing
It's
what
always
Elon
hard
does?
to tell. I don't know. That's his thing. Yeah, I think he's probably heard a ton of people talk shit about him as like, it's a typical thing. I think, Chad, you probably go through a lot of people talking shit about you.
What?
But that's what Elon does. He'll like throw up the poll, and it's like, what was it, like to step aside completely or whatever, step down as head of Twitter. 57.5 voted yes. Will it happen? I don't know. Should it happen? Doesn't mean so he would still own the company. He just wouldn't make these decisions on like who to suspend and who to not suspend and that sort of thing, is what I would guess.
I guess he wouldn't be as hands-on as he is now. Like, it's kind of like when Dan Gilbert was like really hands-on at first, and he was pissing off everybody, and then he decided, you know what, I'm gonna step aside, let basketball people run shit. And then at the end of the day, it was probably the best move.
Right. Right.
Elon is pretty polarizing. I like how he shook it up, and I like how he gets to people. But
that's the only thing that he's done that I don't really agree with, and I don't have a strong opinion about it because I would have to look more into it. But he suspended some of these accounts that were tracking his private jet. And it's like
that's kind of contradicting freedom of speech and all this other shit that he's putting out there. Why not necessarily freedom of speech, but
no, I get what you're saying though. That's how I feel about it too. The jets have a number, and clearly it's public information, I would think, right? I don't know how else they'd be finding it. So let them do their thing.
Well, there was that reporter, a radio guy, when when Dan Gilbert went to South Beach to meet with LeBron before he came back to the Cavs, they tracked his jet, Dan Gilbert's private jet, to Miami.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I don't own a jet, so I don't know what the fuck. You can find anyone these days. People know where I live. People know everything. People contacted a girl I was seeing. You could find anything at any point. It's not because of Twitter, but I don't know. How does Elon have the time with SpaceX, fucking Tesla? Like,
that's a good question. Not only how, one, how does he have the time to run all these companies, right?
And all those kids.
The boring company. Yeah, he's got a lot of kids that he probably doesn't see. And the SpaceX and the Tesla and now Twitter. I'm sure there's other shit too, right? So you're supposed to be taking charge of all these companies, except you're also like just being a troll on Twitter, which I like.
Yeah.
But how do you have the time?
Yeah, it's amazing. I don't have anything going on, and I don't have time for I'm always up against it. I got fucking shit. I got 3 podcasts a week, or 4 now if I'm on Kevin's.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. That's been going well though, right?
Yeah, it's going well. It's one of those things. I think we were in the height of, it was like COVID. We were doing 3 podcasts a week. I was booking it, and we were working too closely. I was going under all that pressure from my case. It was just a lot going on. We got a huge fight, and it should have been fixed within a couple days, but we decided to drag it out a year.
Right.
But he seems to be in a good place and happy, and we're having fun again and just goofing around. And, a lot of the fans were happy that we kind of reconciled, if you will. And it's cool. It's been fun. I had a good time with that. I like busting balls and having fun. You sent me this story here.
What we got?
The transition. This guy predicted COVID forecasts.
Apparently.
Who is this guy?
Nerd. I don't know. He says he's a psychic, and he says that he predicted COVID, and therefore here's my 2023 predictions.
Oh, so he called this one out.
Right. But how do you prove it?
South Londoner, what's his name? Nicholas.
I want to know what your hit rate is, right? Well, I got 99% of my predictions wrong, but I did say that there'd be some sort of flu.
He said he foresaw the disaster in 2019, a year before the world shut down due to COVID-19, as well as also predicting Donald Trump losing the election and Black Lives Matter protests. This guy's good.
The real deal.
He said in 2019, I think COVID-1 was the most shocking. I had this vision. I'm going to an airport, and somehow I had to give the person at the airport my health card, which didn't make any sense. So what the fuck? I don't know. He's kind of losing me.
I mean, if you say enough shit, right? Like something's going to stick. Says he predicted the Queen's death. Well, then you did it. You killed her.
Well, I think anybody could say anything. So what's today's date? December 20th?
Yeah.
It's coming out the 21st. I predict in 2023 that LeBron James tears an ACL.
Ooh.
So let's see what happens. And I got it on video. And if I'm right, you guys listen to all the bullshit from me from now on. Everything. This guy is a weirdo.
Yeah, you forgot to wear one of those hats.
Oh, yeah. Is that how you predict stuff?
Probably. That's how you tap into it, right?
Yeah. I'm going to tap out of this guy. He's a fucking
look at
idiot.
that. It says 2023 is going to be quite difficult for Madonna.
Really?
That's like such a vague thing. What does that mean?
She's getting up there.
That's what I'm saying. What? Just pick an old person? An old person that goes under the knife a lot?
I tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and predict this. Joe Biden doesn't have much time left. I'm just saying it. I'm just going to go out on a limb here. Oh my goodness. Let's transition into this story. What's this thing about Harvey Weinstein? He's just been found guilty?
I guess he's found guilty just recently, when I thought like that was all. I figured it was all wrapped up. I thought he died in jail already.
Yeah. So, yeah. Okay. Yeah. He's dead, right?
No, I guess not.
He's still alive?
I think.
Harvey Weinstein is convicted of 3 of the 7 charges, including rape in his Los Angeles sexual assault.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Disgraced movie mogul Harvey Weinstein was found. By the way, he's made some great movies. You can't deny it. Produced some great movies. Let me just back that one up.
Produced, yes.
Yeah, like Pulp Fiction. Anyways, found guilty Monday of rape and sexual assault against 4 women he accused of assaulting in Los Angeles. A significant conviction in the second trial of a man at the center of allegations fueled by the global Me Too movement. How come the Me Too movement's over? How come we're not taking down people left and right anymore? Is it just over? Sexual assault's over?
For now.
Weinstein said, who prosecutors said used his Hollywood influence to lure women into private meetings and assault them. By the way, the casting couch has been going on since like the fucking beginning of film. Like, of course, every scumbag this is what they do in Hollywood. Why is everyone shocked by this? The guy is a fucking monster. But you know how many people fucked Harvey Weinstein to get in a movie? You know how many people did it on purpose? And that's why women like, what's her name? She was married to Marilyn Manson. The actress.
Was it Amber? Is that her
short
name?
hair? Why is it someone's yelling right now in their gym going, it's so and so. Something Rose McGowan.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm way off.
So she went crazy and she was like calling out everybody and Harvey Weinstein. But you know what? Rose McGowan probably sucked a dick to get a movie role, and now she's in her 40s and she's having buyer's regret. Now she's just Me Tooing him. I'm like, you probably did it to get in the film. I'm just saying. Works both ways. Eddie Ift told me
a lot.
Eddie Ift told me, this is his words, not mine, that he slept with a woman from Comedy Central and he got like a half-hour special or something like that. So
who decided to give that woman that much power?
And who sleeps with Eddie Ift? So do we know is he dead or what? What do we got with Harvey
No,
Weinstein?
not dead. 70 years old, not dead. Just looks dead.
He looks dead.
Definitely looks dead.
So basically he's just in prison until he dies.
For sure, right? Isn't it crazy that Cosby got out on a technicality?
But it's just like these guys are done. It's like you put these guys in prison when they're like at 80. I'm like, yeah, it's
right.
Damage is done. They're like,
yeah, he's already gone through his wish list there. Like
that guy's made. Yeah, he lived a Make-A-Wish Foundation life. So if I could have like what I mean, I don't believe in sexual assault. I'm very into consensual sex. That's kind of my thing. That's what I get off on.
That's what I like when she like smiles and is into it.
Says thank you or something afterwards. That's cool. But
what was Anthony Bourdain's wife's name? Do you remember that? Like she was roped into the whole Weinstein thing somehow. Anthony is, yeah. The wife was it a girlfriend? I don't know.
Yeah, there was some weird shit going on. I think that's one of the reasons why he died. He killed himself was because of his wife.
Probably, yeah. Oh, is it? I don't know how to pronounce it. Is it Asia or Asia Argento?
I don't know. I don't know.
I know that she was wrapped up in it somehow, but then she also like forced herself on a young man at some point as well. And if I'm getting this right, I believe Anthony Bourdain paid that kid, young adult, whoever he was, off. Like, so she was Me Too'd as well.
Really?
But I don't think that that's like a thing that's talked about much.
Yeah, that's interesting. I kind of remember vaguely what's going on with this news cycle
after that woman.
Like this news cycle I've never seen it go so fast now, like compared to what it used to be. It seems like the whole Kanye West stuff was like a decade ago.
I know. Like, no one cares anymore.
I know. It's unbelievable. It's just
he put out some sort of song.
He did?
Yeah. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I like a couple of Kanye's jams, but he was getting kind of weird there with the church shit.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the guy's lost his mind.
Yeah. But yeah. You know what? All right. We got to move on. Move it on. Moving it on. Next topic. Brian Laundrie.
Ooh.
I won't let this go. I will talk about Brian Laundrie for the rest of my life. I'm going to be, by the way, speaking of Brian Laundrie, I'm going to be in Port Charlotte Comedy Zone, Visani's today through Christmas Eve. Come out. The reason why I say that is because it's right next door to Northport where I'm performing. I'm 15 minutes away from the Laundrie house. Will I go there? We will see. And I have an update too coming very soon.
Ooh.
Very soon. So anyways, Brian Laundrie, this guy who was according to the Daily Mail, where you can get a lot of great news stories, to be honest with you. A lot of good. This guy, Brian Laundrie's the cop who pulled over the Utah cop, and he ignored the distraught Gabby Petito. He's still working despite having a $50 million lawsuit claiming he threatened to kill his ex with a crowbar in 2017. So this guy's not helping his PR move.
Bit of a Brian Laundrie himself.
Yeah, he has a little Brian Laundrie in him. I think we all have a little Brian Laundrie in us somewhere.
Cop just pulled him over and was like, "Listen, son, I see a little bit of me in you."
Yeah, it's my protege. He looks like Triple H.
He's like, what you're gonna want to do is go 3 exits up. There's a park right over there.
Yeah, there's him talking to Brian Laundrie. There's a distraught Gabby Petito.
What's he supposed to do in that situation, though? And let's not ignore that there's 2 cops there.
Mm-hmm. And I watched the body cam footage because I was doing some investigating, and they pulled it off. Brian, like, you actually kind of feel bad for Brian in a weird way. And I don't think this cop knew he was going to fucking murder her.
Well, of course not.
But yeah, his PR. Look at there's Brian. There's a.
That.
Just think he's dead now. Ain't that weird when you see like somebody and they're just dead?
Half the people in that photo.
This lawsuit that he said that he should have recognized the obvious indications of abuse, but meanwhile, I'm trying to find more on his abuse. Okay, according to the suit, Pratt, that cop who looks like Triple H, had multiple extramarital affairs while serving as an officer, not a gentleman, while he was a police chief in some place. So this guy's a piece of shit. One of his ex-lovers said Pratt would regularly tout his ability to avoid filing paperwork.
Which I think is funny.
That was his like flex. I don't do paperwork, baby.
Regularly found loopholes to avoid filing paperwork. Well,
everyone fucks around at their job. Everybody, including cops. They all fuck around. They all try to find okay, where can I screw around? Where can I take a nap? I saw a cop car.
They do that all the time.
There's a parking lot, abandoned parking lot, and there was a cop car under a tree for the shade. And I'm riding my bike, and I just kind of ride by. He's taking a nap. The guy was sleeping in his cop car. I should have called him in. But I'm tight with the Tampa PD, where we work together.
Family.
Yeah. Anyways, that's if you guys want to read more about Brian Laundrie, you can go.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why he wouldn't have, like, unless there's like cold hard proof that like he tried to kill this woman with a crowbar. But if it's just alleged, it's alleged. You know,
yeah.
Who gets $50 million?
Yeah,
for that though.
I'd love to get $50 million if somebody. I want someone to threaten me with a crowbar so I could get $50 million.
How are you ever going to get $50 million from a fucking police officer?
If you haven't threatened to kill your significant other, you've never been in love. I'm telling you that right now. There's a difference between doing it and not doing it. By the way, O.J. Simpson's on a podcast that's out right now, and it's pretty fucking crazy.
Dude, he's I don't want to say the best, but he's
pretty good.
He's entertaining.
I like him. I listen. I know one thing. I bet he wish he could have that night back with Nicole. I guarantee you.
Yeah.
He's like, I fucked that up big time.
I mean, he didn't do it.
Well, I just say this. Say whatever you want about O.J. Simpson, whether he did, whether he didn't. I think he did. But the thing is he hasn't killed anybody since. He learned a lesson, and that's what it's all about, learning a lesson. Don't be a repeat defender. Make a mistake. This is what this podcast is all about. It's all about learning and moving forward. We're going to discuss this at the meeting in the summit.
It's true.
He made a mistake. Oops, my bad. I killed my ex-wife and a waiter. Not doing that one again.
What they say, and it's actually I think slide number 32 for my presentation is making mistakes it's good. That's a good thing because you're able to learn from your mistakes. The thing is, what you want to do is not make that mistake twice.
Yeah, and slide 31 right before that says learn to forgive.
Right.
And speaking of forgiveness, I got a story here. We broke it on MLC yesterday, and I think it's something we should talk about here on Sit Down Zumock. As you know, I think we had her on the podcast here, Sit Down Zumock. I don't know if you were on with us, Tyler, but Ashley Cummings, the sister of Whitney Cummings. Mm-hmm. Lovely lady. We had her on. She was complaining about Whitney nonstop for 2 years. Whitney's a piece of shit. Whitney's this, Whitney's that.
Right. I was not on that podcast. I skipped that week, but I do remember that she was on.
Yeah. So basically what happened was I was on because I follow her on Instagram, and then I looked on my Instagram. I'm on there a lot. So if you guys want to go to Instagram, I'm on there more than Twitter. Follow me at Chad Zumock. And I saw that a photo of her and Whitney together. I'm like, is this new? And then I read the caption, and it was new. And
you couldn't tell by their age.
They were like wearing sweatsuits. I'm trying to
Masks.
find. Yeah, it was a whole thing, and yoga pants, and she basically, Ashley says, I can't pull it up on my laptop for some reason. Let's see if I can pull it up here, because there's some breaking news, development news since yesterday. So if you're watching MLC yesterday, we broke the news. We actually tried to call Whitney and Ashley on air. None of them picked up.
I found a photo from 2013.
Yeah. And unfortunately, I can't pull up the photo because Ashley has since then blocked me. Oh, I saved it.
No.
So that's them.
Oh, they're getting along.
And she put the caption, plot twist, I love you more, Whitney Cummings. I am so proud of us. And they're having a good time together. They're laughing. And then I got an email during the show. Unfortunately, Whitney and Ashley's mom has passed a couple days ago. She had some medical issues. She was in a home. So I'm assuming what brought them together was, their mother passing. And I don't wish that on anybody. That's sad. I know she had some serious medical issues, and that's never good. And, thoughts and prayers to the Cummings family. And I'm not necessarily on bad terms with Whitney. So anyways, for us talking about this situation on MLC and us, showing the photo, Ashley did not take a liking to it. So I woke up to this text message today. Let me pull this one up.
What's the issue?
Because we didn't say anything bad about her or Whitney for that matter. We were just kind of talking about how they're back together, and
so what's the issue?
She sends me a videotape of she's like, what the fuck, dude? Calling Whitney and me live today? Really? How rude are you and Kevin, and how you spoke about us and my sister? I am very disappointed in you. Then she videotapes us talking, and she goes, seriously? Then I woke up and I just text her back. I go, Ashley, we said nothing mean. I love how you shit talked your sister for 2 years nonstop. And now we're rude for just talking that you guys are back together. We said nothing wrong. And that's when she blocked me, and the friendships ended.
I think that you guys knew it was because their mom passed, because that would be disrespectful, I guess. But if you're like, it doesn't sound like that's the case. I don't know. I didn't see what you guys were saying.
No, we were just kind of matter of factly. I was comfortable enough to call Ashley to say, hey, what's going on with you and Whitney? I thought we were cool, and what's sad is I became, because, I told you Whitney had reached out to me.
I was going to say, Whitney called you, and didn't you talk to Ashley?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so
interesting.
It's so interesting. So, I thought maybe Whitney and I, we reconciled, and then I don't know what her motives were, her angle. I don't know if there was any angle, but now Ashley and I are on the outs. Now, I can't keep these Cummings sisters together. Why can't I be friends at the same time with them? Why do I have to switch them in, switch them out? So Ashley, if you're listening, I'm disappointed. I didn't say anything bad about you. I've always been nice to you. I gave you a platform when you were on your YouTube, when you were just yelling about Whitney. We gave you a platform to get your message out. And now I'm happy you're together. I'm happy. And I even said, Kevin, this could be the bridge building. Maybe this is going to start you and Neil back together.
Ooh,
you and Neil Brennan could be back together again. And I thought that maybe that was going to inspire. But nah, you're taking a bad angle on this, sweetheart. Follow me back. It's a season of forgiveness. I'm all about forgiving. I'm forgiving everybody for the holidays. Everyone's forgiven.
Kevin and Neil really should just do once a year, just like a Thanksgiving dinner, just the two of them catching up.
You know how many people would
just bite your fucking tongue and get through it,
If they did a podcast and there was a mediator there,
there's no way they could do that. That's how they exist.
That if Neil was cool, which he's not, it would be the most watched thing on the internet. It would fucking millions of views with those two sitting down with a moderator.
Yeah. I mean, it would be awesome if you just had the whole, all the kids, right? All the siblings.
Let's do, okay. Who has a better chance getting together? Opie and Anthony, Neil Brennan, or Kevin Brennan?
See, I don't know a lot about Opie and Anthony and how much they actually hate each other. And
there's bad blood. I think Anthony would be more open to it. Opie just wants to wash his hands with it for some reason or another.
Really? I mean, what did they just like finally get tired of each other?
It's just like me and Alan Cox, that we have the same relationship. I'll talk to Anthony about it. Oh yeah, that's who has a better chance getting back together? Alan Cox, me, Opie and Anthony, or Kevin and Neil? I mean, see, I would be more open to getting back and talking to Alan.
I was gonna say I could see you talking to Alan. I couldn't.
He doesn't want anything to do with me
coming from it, but yeah, it's too hard for me to gauge like what other people's feelings are. Again, I have nothing to base Opie and Anthony on.
Alan's very Opie in that situation. He's very he's narcissistic, and he literally hasn't spoken to me in 10 years. December 5th was the last time. December 5th, 2012 was the last time I spoke to Alan Cox, and I'm still connected to this faggot.
Would Kevin be the one more likely and open?
Yeah, I think
Neil?
So
why not? Like, what's Neil's issue then? He knows Dave Chappelle.
He's stubborn. He's famous. I think he got a narcissistic injury from Kevin for calling him out the way he did. Mm-hmm. And he just kind of more or less he thinks Kevin's a problem. And he's not, and he's like, in his mind, Kevin's not famous, so he doesn't need him. You know, if Kevin somehow like got something like say like Martin Scorsese saw him as like, I want to put you in a movie, Neil would be back with him in 5 seconds. That's my prediction.
Sure.
Cut that clips, put it out there.
I could see that. I could see that.
But
how many siblings are there?
I think like 9.
Wow.
9 Brennans.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you know, is their mother still alive?
The mom's still alive. The father passed.
So there's a chance.
Yeah, but Kevin's like cool with he's fine with every other sibling except Neil.
Really? What about Neil? Is he fine with every other sibling?
I don't know his relationship with the other siblings, to be honest with you. I actually knew Neil before I met Kevin. Like I was doing like mics and shows with Neil. So I'd be around him a lot.
He sounds like a little bit like Aaron Rodgers.
In what sense?
Can't get along with the family.
Oh, that's right. Doesn't he have like a brother that he doesn't get along with either?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. If you ever get a chance, watch the CBS This Morning of Neil Brennan and just the level of pretentiousness coming from this. He just filmed it because he's promoting his Netflix special. And it's pretty rough.
It's tough to like, I listen to different podcasts, and if he's the guest, like I have turned it on, but I usually don't get through the whole thing just because of that sort of personality. I certainly won't turn on any special of his anymore because I've given up enough of my time trying to sit through that.
You've given up enough of your time for Neil Brennan. You've given him way too much.
I really have.
He's exceeded his welcome.
It's fun because it's like that. It's like even Dave Chappelle. It's like if there's a new special, I need a promise. I need something written on paper saying like, yeah, no, it's like actually a special. It's not like just him giving a speech. Like I don't understand that. I have no interest and no disrespect to like, whatever he's doing. If it's opening up that new school or whatever that thing was that he did, why has it got to be on Netflix?
Yeah.
That's where I just don't care.
For some reason, he got Netflix by the balls. I mean, they backed up the Brinks truck for this guy. I mean, everything he does or says, they're like, we got to get it up on Netflix. Like he's a funny comic without a doubt, but not every fucking thing that's coming out of his face is thought provoking. Preacher Dave, as I like to call him, since he doesn't like doing stand up. I walked out one time. I saw him doing stand up comedy at the Comedy Store. I watched like 8 minutes. I got the fuck out because he's just working on shit. I see what he's doing.
Who's that? Neil?
No, Chappelle.
Chappelle. Oh, yeah. See, that's the other thing though. Like I just Saturday I was up in God, what the fuck is that town? Dayton. And it made me think like I still want to go to that. I still want to go to that club up there, the one that he just pops into randomly, because I think that would be a cool experience. But it's like an hour drive, and I'm not willing to commit to an hour drive for like a maybe.
Well, he's opening his own club in Yellow Springs.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah. He bought like a firehouse, and he's turning it into a comedy club.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how far along that is, but it's going to be in your own backyard. And you're probably going to see, it's almost like Rogan and Austin. You're going to see some cool fucking acts coming through because they're going to want to do Dave's Club.
I wonder if that'll take anything away from Cincinnati or if they're just going to hit both places in a weekend.
I don't know, because there's 2 clubs in Dayton already. There's Wiley's and the Funny Bone in Beaver Creek. And then you drive 30 minutes on the dot. Funny Bone to Funny Bone, the one in Liberty. That's 30 minutes apart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know, is there still a, was it called Go Bananas? Is that what it was called?
Oh, you know what? That's in Cincinnati too. Or no, Montgomery.
Yeah, but is that even still open?
Yeah, it's still open. They just don't.
Is it? Okay.
They don't get a lot of like big names down there.
Terrible marketing.
Dave Chappelle is opening his own. Well, they market to that area, Montgomery.
Oh, okay.
He's opening his own comedy club. Dave has gotten the approval to move forward with the building his own comedy club and restaurant in Yellow Springs. So I don't know when it's coming, but he's got the green light. He's got the venue.
Yeah, I mean that he runs that town.
Oh yeah. When we were, I mean, I've told the story exhausting when we hung out with him. Did I ever tell you that?
No, I
never told you.
No.
So, and I apologize to everybody that's heard the story. Fast forward or end the podcast. If
yeah, this is my fault.
I was in the Funny Bone in Beaver Creek with Godfrey, and in between shows, we're waiting. You know, while the wait staff flips the room, and we're just in the green room chilling. And he goes, "Hey," he says, "What are you doing after this?" I go, "I don't know. We're in fucking Dayton. I mean, going to Waffle House. I don't know. What are we doing, Godfrey? There's nothing fucking going on." He's like, "Dude, Dave Chappelle's sending a car to come get us." I go, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, he wants us to come over." I go, "Us?" He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "Bring your opener." I was like, "Yeah, let's go to Dave Chappelle's house. That sounds awesome." And sure enough, we get to Dave's house, and it's like right off the road. It's just like a fucking it's like unassuming. It's not like a mansion by any means. It's a nice house, but it's like there's a driveway,
like a farm or something, or
yeah, it was nighttime out, so I didn't get to really, and there wasn't a lot of street lights, so it was really dark. And then we get out, driver lets us out, and which was his neighbor, by the way, and we see a cigarette, just a cigarette in the darkness.
Yeah,
and we hear Godfrey.
Nice.
And then we walk up, and him and Dave like give each other the bro hug or whatever. And Godfrey's like, "This is Chad. He's opening for me." He's like, "Oh, what's up, man? How you doing?" And we go in, and we're sitting on his like back breezeway porch. It's like a screened in porch, and it's a bar, and it's like and there's like a jukebox. There's a Harley, and we're listening to like some hip hop, like De La Soul, whatever the fuck was playing at the time, Dave's behind the bar, and he goes, "What are you drinking?" He points to me. I go, "Vodka soda," and he goes, "Pale ale it is," and he gives me a pale ale. He's like, "That's Dave Chappelle pale ale." He has his own pale ale.
That's great.
And we're literally, it's just me, him, and Godfrey, and and Godfrey's drinking too, and he doesn't drink, and we're just getting drunk, and they're telling the most amazing stories I've ever heard. I was listening to the greatest podcast live in person. Talking about other comics, talking about Schumer, talking about Rock, talking about Kevin Hart. It was just all this crazy shit. I'm just like, what the fuck? And one of the crazier stories, and there's a million that evening, but there's the purple motorcycle that was in the corner. And I was like, "Hey, Dave, where'd you get that motorcycle?" He's like, "Oh, Prince gave me that shit." Like it was like just matter of fact, like no big deal.
Well, Dave, I will take it.
Prince gave me that.
I am nearing a midlife crisis. I need that motorcycle. I need that boat. Let's fucking go.
Prince gave me that. It's like, it's like, oh yeah, Bill Squire gave me that. Fucking Prince.
That's wild. That's an awesome night.
One of the crazier night, and Godfrey and I always bring it up because I was his only witness. I was there, and Dave was getting pretty hammered. He was fucking wasting, and he goes, "Godfrey, I got to tell you something. I've always been jealous of you." And he goes, and I was sitting there, he goes, "Yeah, you always push me harder because I always wanted to you always kept me on edge because I always thought you were funnier than me. I'm like, oh shit. I was like, Godfrey, I saw it. I heard it.
Yeah. Good. That's fucking awesome.
But it was cool. He was nice. And he came to the Funny Bone. I never tell this side of the story. He came the very next night, but he didn't want to go on stage. So he just hung out with the staff and all of us. It was great. He
comes the next night and just bumps you.
Yeah, I know. Godfrey, try to follow me now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was funny. Like, and afterwards we were all just hanging out at the Dayton Beaver Creek bar, and he's like smoking weed inside. Like the GM just let him smoke weed. It was fucking weird, but it was fun. He was a nice guy.
That's awesome.
He was down to earth.
No, I've never heard that story.
Oh, I thought I told that to everybody. That you're the last person.
Well, there it is. Sorry, Glenn. Sorry you had to sit through that.
Yeah, Glenn. Yeah, I know. I didn't let Tyler shine during that story, so he probably shut it off. And I don't blame you, Glenn. Tyler's a good guy. But Tyler, the holidays are coming around. Any big plans?
No, we'll do some Christmas at our house and at the in-laws' house. I don't think I'm gonna make it up to Northeast Ohio. It's always so fucking hard. 4 hours there, 4 hours back.
Yeah, it's a hell of a drive.
So I'll put some presents in the mail.
Yeah, well, I'll be up there, so I'll keep it locked down for you, Northeast Ohio. So yeah, Tyler, listen, I think if we're doing this, it'll be my birthday next week. We're doing it if we do it again.
On your birthday, huh?
I will be in Northeast Ohio, so we're gonna, hopefully we'll do the podcast on my birthday.
Awesome. I'll try to have a drink in hand for you.
Birthday show. We'll do the birthday show. The big birthday show is coming next Tuesday. Hopefully, if all's planned. Hopefully, I don't forget my equipment. You can sign up to the Patreon, guys, for as little as $3. And if you're listening to this for free, go to the iTunes, Pandora, wherever you listen, just leave a review, write a review, 5-star. We're trying to manipulate this algorithm. And if you're on YouTube, like, subscribe, hit that bell. We got the subscription base is growing. We got big plans coming. We're going to do some live podcasts. We got some things going. 2023, there's going to be a turnaround with this. And, we're going to keep building it. And thank you for your support and continued support. So for Tyler, I'm Chad Zumock. Thank you so much. Let's bring home the votes.